The Israelites were coming from everywhere. They were coming from far and wide into the city of Jerusalem. And why? To remember. As Mark's Gospel tells us, the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread were to take place in 2 days' time. So they were coming to mark these beautiful, blessed commemorations. It was a big deal, coming together, offering sacrifice, remembering the incredible story of Passover, this story that recalled the Lord's passing over of the Hebrews on a fateful night in Egypt that really allowed them to live and precipitated their freedom from slavery. And along with that, there's this whole recollection of the unleavened bread that was a symbol for all that happened as they rushed out of Egypt, rushing toward their freedom, not having enough time to even let their bread rise. These were the stories of their past, the history of their people, such incredible and important moments in the life of any Jewish man, woman, or child. And that is the context in which we find Jesus choosing to enter Jerusalem. A precarious decision? Probably, but one that would set the scene for everything to follow. Those great festivals were what brought people into the city of Jerusalem. It was their social and cultural and religious epicenter and the perfect place to celebrate such a robust occasion. But for Jesus, it was an iffy place to be. I mean, literally one chapter before this moment, Jesus is talking about destruction and the end times and the coming persecution. He knew things weren't going to be all fine and peachy. And we can only assume that he was very aware that the chief priests and the scribes were seeking a way to arrest him and put him to death. So the simple, the rational, the logical thing would be to say, Passover? Jerusalem? Yeah, no thanks. I'm getting a little sick. I have to stay home this year. But as we know, that's not what Jesus did. He decided to not avoid Jerusalem and to not avoid the precarious position that was placed before him. He understood the situation, the problems, the danger, all of it, and he was willing to enter, willing to do what needed to be done. What an example as we begin these first few days of Lent. These days in which we have this time ahead of us that has the potential to be difficult and troublesome, in which we're asked to sacrifice a little and to allow ourselves and our situation to be uncomfortable. Now, thankfully, I don't think most of us are going to be dropped into a scenario where the chief priests and the scribes want to put us to death. But still, if we're doing this Lent anywhere close to right, there will almost certainly be some exertions and struggles and little deaths ahead of us. It won't be easy. It shouldn't be easy, and yet we're asked to do and know we can do it precisely because we have a Lord and Savior who's done it before, who stood at the beginning of his own challenging days, had to make these choices, and decided to step right toward them. So as we do welcome this Lenten season more and more into our minds and hearts and everyday lives and activities, I suppose all I can say is, welcome to Jerusalem, a place of prayer and a place of importance, a place that won't be easy, but also a place in which you'll have the chance to walk through it all right with Jesus.